Hello, I'm Darlene, and this video is about how to find a homeschool evaluator in Pennsylvania. I want to help you understand what the Pennsylvania home education law requires of you as the supervisor and what it requires of an evaluator. And first, I want to tell you that your evaluator will be working for you, not for the school district. If you're new to homeschooling or new to homeschooling in Pennsylvania, your evaluator can be a great help to you, but remember that you hire the evaluator, not the other way around. So it's a good idea for you to interview at least a couple of evaluators before you decide which person you want to work with. On the resource sheet for this video, you'll find a list of questions that can help you with the interview process. So where do you find evaluators? On the resource sheet, I included 2 good online lists of evaluators that are kept up to date. It's a great idea to ask homeschoolers you know who they use, and ask in any Facebook groups that you're part of. You could also recruit a qualified friend or family member to be your evaluator. If you're still not able to find evaluators, contact your local school district to ask if they have a list of people who evaluate in your district. Depending on where you're located, you may have a dozen or more evaluators to choose from, but your options might be more limited if you're in a rural area. And there are plenty of evaluators who do distance evaluations on FaceTime or Zoom or Skype. Although you might be able to wait as late as April to look for an evaluator, I recommend that you start looking as soon as you file your affidavit, maybe even before that, because many evaluators will help you with your initial paperwork. The Pennsylvania home education law requires you to submit a written evaluation at the end of each school year for each one of your children that you filed an affidavit for. And that evaluation must come from a person with specific qualifications, and it's your responsibility to hire a person who's qualified. It might seem a little complicated, so check the resource sheet for details, but there are 6 ways a person can be qualified to be a homeschool evaluator. In the order listed in the law, a licensed clinical psychologist is qualified. A school psychologist is qualified. A teacher who is certified in Pennsylvania is qualified if they have 2 years of experience grading at the level they will evaluate, either kindergarten through 6th grade or 7th through 12th grade. The majority of evaluators I know are Pennsylvania certified teachers. A non-public school teacher is qualified if they have 2 years of teaching experience in Pennsylvania within the last 10 years at the level they will evaluate. A non-public school administrator is qualified under those same conditions. A person with other qualifications can evaluate with prior consent of the school district superintendent. And this is often a person who has homeschooled for several years, but it could also be someone who has a teaching certificate from another state. About 20% of evaluators fall into this category. And this is how I evaluate. You can find more information about these other qualifications on the resource sheet. Even with these qualifications, the home education law says that the evaluator cannot be the supervisor or their spouse. So start collecting names and contact information for potential evaluators and gather some details about each one. You're looking for someone who is sympathetic to homeschooling, someone who understands what you are trying to do, and whose philosophy is similar to yours. You also want someone who knows the home education law and won't require more from you than the law requires. And that means you need to know what the law says too. So I recommend that you print it out and read it and make notes all over it. There's a link for the law on the resource sheet. The Pennsylvania home education law says that the evaluator is responsible to determine whether an appropriate education is occurring. The evaluator is required to interview the student and to review their portfolio. I think it's actually helpful that the law defines an appropriate education as a program consisting of instruction in the required subjects for the time required and in which the student demonstrates sustained progress in the overall program. Other things you're looking for in an evaluator might be where they meet with families, what they require you to bring to your evaluation, and what they say goes into a portfolio. Are they familiar with the curriculum or learning methods that you use? What do they charge? When do they provide evaluations? What months? What time of day? How long will the evaluation last? Will they give you an evaluation letter when you meet with them, or will they mail it to you later? Do they see themselves as working for you or for the school district? If they evaluate based on other qualifications, are they already approved in your school district? Their answers will help you narrow down your list. Now, if you still have questions about finding an evaluator, I want to hear from you. I'm here because I like to help homeschool families, and I want to help you. By asking a question, you're going to get the answer you need, and I have an opportunity to help you, which is what I love to do. So click Ask Darlene at the top of the page. I'm looking forward to hearing from you.